Are you making the shift from in-person markets to selling online? Or perhaps you're in the midst of trying to bridge that gap so that you have both. Now, this is absolutely a fine art, but also one that you can learn as a handmade artisan. And there's a couple of key things that you want to take in mind when it comes to this journey. My name's Lena and I'm the very proud owner of madeit.com.au, and this is the Handmade Daily. It's created for you as a handmade artisan for a little bit of a burst of inspiration, but also so that you can stack learning. I'm a big believer in stacking learning so that we can continue to evolve and grow. And when we do it collectively and we do it together, the impact is even tenfold from what happens when you're just on your own. So with this idea today about, perhaps you're wanting to bridge the gap with markets and online, or perhaps you're actually wanting to transition where you're doing less of the markets and more of online. Now, in a lot of ways, it's the same. And I know many artisans will be like, it's not the same. And I get it, but it's almost like the art and the skill is the same, because when we're selling our handmade creations, right? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you're doing it in person or you're doing it online. The key to unlock getting those sales is connection. Now, there was a time in history, perhaps not that long ago, but where you could literally list anything online and you could kind of get quite a few sales regardless. That's no longer the same, and actually I'm kind of glad about it. And I'm sure you're probably like, no, I'm not glad about it at all, but really, I'm just absolutely loving seeing how skills are evolving with handmade artisans and how I can see this amazing ability to actually adjust and be agile, right? With all of these different formats, because nothing ever stays the same. So when we learn the ability to be able to change and adapt, that's the superpower, right? Not just sitting back and letting things happen. It's in the ability and the learning of adapting and growing. That's where real mastery sits. And that's what I get super excited about. But there's a few key aspects that really matter. Now, we have the most incredible camera, our eyes, that will never be matched. Well, I don't think will be matched. Doesn't matter how good the camera is on your phone, but there's actually an ability to be able to see in full 3D, right? Like you can see all angles super quickly. So I've got my little handmade basket here from Anna Glee Designs, which I love. I keep my microphone in it, so that's why I always have it on me. But when a customer comes to see you at the markets, their eyes can, in an instance, see the whole thing, right? They don't need a revolving camera. They can literally move around a little bit and they've already taken in the full, scope of what it is that they're looking at. Now, when it comes to selling online, the art that is involved is you being able to translate how a customer would look and touch in person into product imagery and videos. So if there was one area that I would say that you want to invest your time in, if this is something that you're looking to do, transition from markets to in-person, before you do anything, before you Monopoly board, collect $200, go past go, right? The main thing that you want to focus on is your product imagery. I would highly recommend doing a photo course. Now there's lots of them available online and we're working on a masterclass for Made It as well. We've already got Introduction to Canva, which is going to show you how to edit and tweak, because often your images will need editing and tweaking, even if it's just a lightness and a brightness that it might need. So anyway, that course is fantastic. Go check it out as well, the Made It Masterclass. But I have actually been kind of in classes. If you've got an iPhone, Apple at the iPhone stores, they hold fantastic free workshops on how to use your iPhone and how to understand specifically with imagery. And look, they'll be crossing lots of different paths there, whether it's landscape and all that sort of thing. But when we're talking about online, we've got, your store, your product pages, your social media, everything relies on imagery, and humans are predominantly, right, visual, unless they're visually impaired, right? But predominantly visual, especially when we're talking about online shopping, right? So it's about how can you capture the attention of your ideal customer. And this all lives in the fine art of product imagery. Now, once you've mastered that, of course, there's all of these other elements that we can keep working on and bringing together. But that would be the one takeaway that I would suggest that you deeply dive into to have a look as your product imagery. Now, a few tips and tricks to get you on your way with doing this. If you think about your basket, right? Perhaps you've already had the experience of being at markets, or maybe you've got another markets coming up and you can use this as your opportunity to deep dive into getting to know your customer and what they might be looking at online. The next time that you see this, or perhaps you can think back, notice when a customer walks up to your stand, what do they look at? Do they look at you? Do they make eye contact? Hot tip, they want to see you as an artisan, right? Or is it they're zoning in on one of your pieces? Now, I'm sure if you do the markets on a regular basis, you already know what that piece is. Now, the reason I mention that is that you want to really make sure that that may be the piece that you hero more often than not. When we're talking about your Instagram and you pin one of your posts to the top, the item that draws customers in, use that as the pin post on your grid for Instagram to also draw the customers in to online. Now, this is an endless conversation that I also attempt to go into sections of this each day in the Handmade Daily. So make sure that you're subscribing and set the alerts so that you know when the new videos are coming out. But this is just to get you started. So you're already at the markets. Use the next market opportunity that you've got to use it as an opportunity to deep dive into the insights and research with your customer and watch everything that they touch and watch how they pick it up. Okay, this is me at the markets. I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to pick the lid off. Okay, great. We want a photo with picking the lid off. I'm looking inside. Great. We want a photo with looking inside. These are all the clues that you need to be able to master how you can create that connection and engagement in person and pull it into the online space. I'll see you tomorrow for the Handmade Daily. Have a great day and share in the comments, what have you used with product imagery that's worked really well for you? I'd love to find out about it. Bye.